Hello, I'm Edwin, and you're watching Edwin Travels too. And today, I'm in Lake Havasu, here to visit the London Bridge. That's right, the famous London Bridge that all the songs are sung about. What we're going to do is that we're going to give you a quick history about the bridge itself, and then we're going to go ahead and tour the bridge and tour the area around it. All right, stay tuned. London Bridge was designed by Scottish engineer John Rennie in 1799. Construction on the bridge began in 1825. Rennie died during the building of the bridge, so his son, John Rennie the Younger, took over and completed the bridge in 1831. The lampposts were made from melted down cannons captured by the British from Napoleon's army after the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. In 1962, London officials discovered that London Bridge was sinking. The bridge, with its 1,000-foot span, was ill-equipped for modern traffic and was slowly sinking into the River Thames at the rate of 1 inch for every 8 years. Renovations were deemed impractical, so the City of London resolved to build a wider, more car-friendly replacement, but first they had to figure out what to do with the current bridge. The 19th century granite bridge deemed destined for the junkyard, but Ivan Lukin, a city councilor, convinced the council that it might be possible to sell the bridge in the United States. So in 1968, he flew to the U.S. to try to sell the bridge to potential buyers. In 1968, Robert P. McCulloch was looking for a unique attraction for his new retirement real estate development in Lake Havasu, Arizona. His real estate friend, Robert Plumer, learned that London Bridge was for sale and convinced McCulloch to buy the bridge and bring it to Arizona to attract potential land buyers. The initial response by McCulloch was, "That's the craziest idea I have ever heard." But after consideration, he decided to go ahead and purchase the bridge for $2.46 million, which was twice the cost for London to tear down the bridge, plus another $60,000, which would be his age when the bridge was completed in Lake Havasu. While dismantling the bridge, it was discovered that code numbers had been put on each stone when it was originally built, much like the numbering system that would be used to reassemble the bridge in Arizona. Each stone was marked with numbers which indicated its position based on the arch span, the row, and then the stone's position within that row, making assembly much easier. Many of the original stones were trimmed 6 to 8 inches, then shipped overseas from England through the Panama Canal to Long Beach, California. From there, trucks carried the stones the final 300 miles to Lake Havasu. The site that was actually selected to place the bridge was actually a peninsula of land called Pittsburgh Point. The canal that the bridge goes over now was actually not there, but it was later dredged out to create the waterway. To ensure the bridge could handle modern traffic, construction crews built a hollow core of steel reinforced concrete, which reduced its weight from 130,000 tons to just 30,000 tons, while strengthening the structure in order to accommodate auto traffic. It was then covered with 10,000 tons of original 19th century granite. The painstaking assembly process took place over a small strip of land that connected a peninsula called Peters Point to the mainland. As the project neared completion, workers cut a mile-long channel through the isthmus and allowed it to fill with water, turning the peninsula into an island and creating the channel that runs beneath the bridge today. Here is what the bridge looks like with the water flowing beneath it. London Bridge was officially dedicated at a ceremony on October 10, 1971. The ceremony included skydivers, fireworks, marching bands, hot air balloons, and a dinner banquet fit for a king. In fact, it was the same meal that was served to King William IV during the bridge's original unveiling in 1831. It featured lobster and roast beef. London's Lord Mayor attended clad in his black ceremonial robes and accompanied by a sword bearer, and celebrities Robert Mitchum and Dan Rowan were on hand to add some star power. One last tidbit of fact. We've all heard the nursery rhyme, London Bridge is falling down. Well, it doesn't refer to this London Bridge. It referred to this bridge, the very first London Bridge. It was a wooden pontoon bridge built by the Romans to cross into present-day London. In 1014, the Danes controlled London. The Saxons and the Vikings, led by King Olaf, attacked the Danes. To defend themselves, the Danes threw spears, rocks, trash, and hot oil onto the boats. Well, King Olaf wasn't too happy with this, and he had his boats tie up to the bridge and pull the bridge down, just like the song, London Bridge is falling down. That's how the nursery rhyme came to be. And now, let's take a look at the bridge and the surrounding areas. So now, let's go ahead and take a little drive over the bridge and see what the bridge looks like from the top first. And here we are at the London Bridge. This is the main entrance to the shops at the world famous London Bridge. So we're gonna go to this little gate here. And there's a fountain. This is actually supposed to be a replica of the fountain in London itself, but it's on a smaller scale. So right now there's like a little makeshift village here, kind of old English styling. You got this little London dragon thing here that welcomes you. And this is what it says right there. And then here's the fountain. Pretty nice area. An old telephone, old English telephone. Kind of cool. Lion spitting out some water. Fountain. Well, are you in suspense yet? I sure am. And there's the actual London Bridge, the one that was taken apart brick by brick and put back together here. Hope they did a better job, which I'm pretty sure they did, than Humpty Dumpty. There it is, London Bridge, world famous. And here's more of the little square of Londontown, I'm going to call it. And they got some shops over there. And they got a cute little burger stand over here. Fish and chips. And then they got the Havasu Memorial Walkway right here, where, don't know how long it is, but it just follows the river. There's moments of freedom. This is all dealing with the US stuff, not London. And then all these names on all these squares here are all US soldiers. And actually this set of letters right here, if you look at it, It spells out USA. And then we go on to the walkway here. More moments of freedom. This tells about Jamestown House of Burgess, 1607 to 1619. Again, more names here. And here we go. Here's the third one. This is the Mayflower Compact. Document the Pilgrim leaders created the first self-governing document in New England. And I'm not really sure how many names are on here, but I'll have to look that up and see. There's another monument of freedom. This is the Zenzer trial. 50 years prior to the Bill of Rights, this landmark trial set an early precedent for freedom of the press in America and for challenging unjust laws. Go on to the next one here. Here is the Boston Massacre, March 5th, 1777. This massacre and Paul Revere's engraving became a symbol for the colonial resistance to the restrictive and unpopular policies of the British Crown. And we'll go on to the next one. You know, like I said, this walkway is probably about 1/8 of a mile long. Here's the Boston Tea Party, December 16th, 1773. Let's go to the next one. This one here, it's actually has to do with World War II. You can go ahead and try to read that. I know I can't. But this is dealing with the Navajo code that they used in World War II. The Japanese couldn't break the code, so it helped us win the war. I probably saw Wind Talkers. That's what the movie was all about. Go here, the First Continental Congress, 1774. It was a meeting in Carpenter's Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with 56 delegates. Finally, no more names on these stones here, but one more. And this one is about the American Revolution, 1775 to 1783. The Revolution marked a boiling point in American history when the desire to preserve unalienable rights became a moment for freedom from the British Crown. And here's some more of the village on the opposite side of the bridge. And of course, in the water, you got boat rentals here. This is part of the little waterway they actually built. So here I am touching part of the London Bridge. This brick actually came from London, and it was actually laid back in the 1880s. So that's how old this piece of brick is. All right. So here I am standing on the London Bridge. Came up here from way down there. There's a little Londontown right there. But I wanted to show you these posts here, these lampposts. These lampposts, this middle section right here, was actually made out of cannons that the English used way back in the 1800s. And so they were into recycling, and so they recycled the cannons to become light posts. Interesting and a good thing to do. And here's Lake Havasu. Actually, it's way down there in the distance, Lake Havasu. And this is the little inlet here that they went ahead and cut out for the bridge. Can't see too much on that side. Now here's a little odd thing. People came here and just attached all these locks, and they went ahead and some of them even have little notes to it. I've seen this once before, forgot where it was, but I think it was in France or so, where they would lock a lock to a fence there, meaning this is, you know, I'm devoted to you, I'm locking in my love to you. So there's one right here. If I find it, has some kind of engraving on it right there. And there's another one right there. There's one with the date on there. So that's what all these locks are for. Is people who maybe they got married, maybe they got engaged, maybe they just wanted to profess their love. So here's some of those lampposts. This one's actually a post to like a hand railing, it looks like. And doesn't it look like a cannon? You got your opening right here, and you got the barrel that goes down. And this kind of even looks like a cannonball coming out. So there you have it. They reused them from a cannon to a lamppost, and in this case a hand railing. Well, there you go. There's London Bridge. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the history and walk around the bridge and the grounds. Move over here, took some ingenuity, but it was well worth it. Anyways, hope you come back and see our next adventure. And from there, you have yourself a great day, and remember, be humble and kind. Bye-bye. Here is London Bridge.